Hi everyone, my name is Rudy Cromwell. I am the founder of Re-Emerging Spirit Life Warriors. I'm a network and affiliate marketer and a social media strategist. And I am so super happy to be here coming live to you every day discussing a personal growth tactic that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is the concept of a level 10 success life. And it originated from Hal Elrod, who wrote the book The Miracle Morning. So if you're familiar with Hal and his books, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, I highly recommend that you look him up and check out his books. They've really been a game changer for me, instituting the level 10 success life guide and the miracle morning. And that is why I'm super happy and passionate about being here and sharing it with you. So if you haven't been following me for the last few days, we already touched on what the level 10 life success scale is. We talked a little more about Hal and his books, and he's the man that created this specific style of personal growth. And then earlier today, I was just going back over the notes from yesterday about why you want to implement this into your life. And if you didn't get a chance to check that out, scroll back and check yesterday, and you will be able to catch the replay of that, and then you'll be all caught up. So today I wanted to dive in a little more specifically on the how-to. So we know the basic concept that you're going to pick several areas of your life that you're not quite where you'd like to be with them, and then you're going to sit down and go through some plans and goals to level up, hence the name, that area of your life up to where you want to be. So this is kind of the how, the meat and potatoes of that, of how we're going to get there. So the idea of bringing your life up to a level 10 is just a way of being accountable for making certain areas of your life better. There are tons of different examples of how to do this out there. I mean, honestly, you can Google anything these days. But I know for me, I squirrel easily. So when I Google something, I go down a rabbit hole and I end up reading, like 200 different articles, and then I'm off on some tangent and it's not even what I was doing. But this in particular way of doing it allows you to really sit down and evaluate your life and see where you're at right now in this moment. And then you get to gauge kind of on a scale of 1 to 10 on a level of where you are in these different areas of your life. And then you're able to then plan and set goals for how you're going to improve those areas of your life. And there's some very key ways to do that. And again, this is not necessarily set in stone. Like a lot of things in life, there's room for wiggle room for growth, which is the whole point of it, right? Because, you're going to have things in there like career and job, education, but there's going to be family, friends, relationships and stuff in there too. And maybe you want to work on some coworker relationships, which kind of fit in with your career aspirations, but then you may want to put those a little on the back burner and focus more on your family and friends during holidays, or like this weekend, a long weekend. To all my Canadian friends, happy Canada Day. So you're going to set some of these things aside at certain times of the year or on certain days to make room to put others as a priority like I mentioned, on holidays or long weekends. So you really do want to grasp the concept that the level 1 or level 10 life structure is kind of spread out over a year, but you're going to recheck on it every couple of months to see where you're at. And if you've hit some things, you can remove them from the list, or if you're not getting where you want to be quickly enough in others, then maybe you could change your plan a little. But all sorts of options. So basically how you're going to do this is you're going to assess your current life. Really sit down and pick anywhere from 5 to 10 areas of your life that are just not where you want them to be, that you want to level up. And then step 2 is going to be record your current life levels now. So write down those things, okay? Family. Where am I on the scale of 1 to 10 with my family? Are we way off base, or are we pretty tight and close and I don't need to work on that at all? Or am I somewhere in the middle? My career. Do I absolutely hate my job and I'm looking for something new? Or do I genuinely like my job? I would just like to advance in the job that I'm already in. It's up to you to sit down and go through and decide all those things for yourself. So after you've assessed your current life and recorded your current life levels, like put those different areas of your life on a scale from 1 to 10, see where your level's at, because then that allows you to go into step number 3, where you're going to set your goals to increase those levels. So if you're pretty happy at your job and you're like, okay, my job's maybe a 6 or a 7, but it could be a little bit better. You know, you have a few things to tweak or work on to get your career life up to a level 10. But maybe your personal and recreational life got completely put on the back burner and you don't do anything for you anymore, and you're like, it's way down there at a 1. You know you've got 9 levels to go up to better that part of your life. So you can put a plan and put goals in place that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have a date night with myself at least once a week. I'm gonna take myself out to a movie, or maybe just go hit some golf balls at the driving range by myself. Maybe you like to just soak in a bubble bath with a glass of wine, whatever it is. But you can add all those things to your goals and your plans. And then step 4, you are going to reassess your life. And as I mentioned earlier, you're going to want to do this every maybe 2 or 3 months, like quarterly, to see where you're at. Because maybe when you started, your personal life was way down here at a 1, but maybe 2-3 months in, you're up a little. You're at a 3, or maybe you're at a 4. You still got a way to go, but not as far as you did when you started. So that is why it's so important to this whole process that you take the time to stop and reassess where you're at. So just a few little other tips to help you while you're setting all this up is keep in mind that in your quest for this level 10 life, you first need to really be honest. I know, I'm sounding like your school teacher or your parent now. Be honest with yourself. Really gauge where you're at now, because you can't level up if you don't already really know where you're already at. So be very mindful of that. And you're gonna wanna really separate those areas of your life for yourself. We all have different areas of our life, jobs, careers, but that's different for everybody. It's different for the corporate CEO as opposed to the stay-at-home mom. Both equally important, but their career life is going to look completely different on a completely different scale. So you need to decide what that stuff is for yourself. And then you're going to want to gauge those on a level. You can have as little or many of these life aspects on your list. Me Personally, I know I'm a little weird. I just like even numbers. So I pick 10 life things that I want to level 10 up. And then underneath each thing, I have 10 goals or 10 things that I'm working towards. But we'll get to that a little later. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But you really want to pay attention is that you get a really good cross representation of your whole life. Like, don't just focus on career and jobs and relationships, but leave you out of it. Or don't go so much over here that you're focusing on friends and family and everybody else, but you kind of forget to work on your career dreams and goals. So you really want to make sure that you have a good mix of everything. And you're going to notice some things overlap. Like when you start getting into friendships and relationships and stuff, some of those friendships and relationships may actually also be coworkers, which kind of tie in with your career stuff. Some of your family stuff is going to overlap with some of your personal self-development stuff. And that's okay. Just try to sort out which groupings are going to work for you. And then, as I said, then you're just going to really want to sit down and decide what you're going to do within each of those. And we are going to dive way more into that in depth throughout the next several days. And I really would love to give some of you my helps and my tips. I'm going to have several different little ebooks and some PDFs with book lists for you, some templates of level 10 templates and spreads that you can use if you're interested in doing this and tracking along with me. But the best and easiest way for me to send out those things is via email. So if you want to stay in the loop and go through this level 10 life process along with me and get all my freebies and my PDFs and my ebooks and all my training, then drop me below in the comments and I will hook up with you to get your email off of you so that I can have everybody's names ready to go to shoot off the templates and the ebooks and the PDFs. So I hope you've been enjoying this content. I hope you will stick around. And again, if you want on that email list to get all my freebies and PDFs and stuff, put a me below in the comments and I will connect with you on that. And stay tuned, so much more to come. We are going to dive in tomorrow to the areas of focus. So you are going to want to stay tuned for that. All right, everyone, stay safe, take care. Until next time, reemerge and rise, my warriors, because warriors do it better. Bye-bye.